Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Mercury Farms Start from Scratch Hard Economic Difficulty Let's Play series with me, CWATTYESO. It's raining, which is not good for me because that means I can't do a lot of things. We did, however, in the last video get the fields planted and seeded. So I've got my canola and I've got my wheat planted. We've got the grass harvested and that's slowly regrowing. Haven't got any weeds on field 60 yet, but I expect they'll appear at some point. So let's have a look then. What contract work can we do? Fertilising on field 8. Okay. Fertilising on field 12. Okay, we don't really have a lot of options, do we? We've done a bit of ploughing recently on my own, so I think I'm going to queue up the fertilising jobs then. I think that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to get those two jobs done for Ralph and for Reinhold, and that's field 8 and field 12, which are... Field 8's there, field 12's the horrible slanty one on the corner. So, that's not too bad. Problem is, I'm nowhere near my truck. I'm nowhere near the truck. Okay, I noticed as well the hood smart shades had a bit of an update. Because now it's red during the daytime, which is a little bit easier to see against the sky. So you can see the time, the money and the weather forecast. I wonder if it still goes green at night. I wonder. If it still manages to go green at night. Right, so there should be a truck parked down here somewhere. I'm going to need me lime fertiliser spreader. So we'll grab that and we'll go off and do some contract. And we'll turn off the radio because I don't want to get copyrighted. I think I was listening to the radio when I was playing on the Dole. I was playing on the Dole map again late last night. I know. And I was doing another sowing job on that massive field 6. This time the guy wanted corn planting on it, which is weird because I'd only just finished planting sunflower on it. I don't think he harvested that. I think the game just keeps generating contracts on that field because there's certainly not enough time in game for the sunflowers to have grown and been harvested because my own field hasn't grown and been harvested yet. But yeah, he wanted corn planting on it this time. Fortunately this time it didn't take me 5 hours and 46 minutes to do because I had a slightly better approach to it this time. I managed to do it in just over 3 hours, which was pretty cool. Got 311,000 for it. Yikes. It's a huge field on a massive map. I'm also interested to know today, as I record this video, if I'm going to have any audio issues with the microphone. I've noticed on the last couple of videos, and it was pointed out in a comment on the server setup video that I did. It was pointed out by a commenter that there's a clicking sound that appears in the videos. And yeah, I have noticed that. I need to be in that field, don't I? And I do not need to unload that. I need to be engaging that. And I'm not sure where the clicking come from. I thought it was a buffer issue with the, you know, the mixer program and software that I use for my audio, system audio that manages all my audio inputs, outputs and everything and channels them all and gives me control over everything when I'm recording. I thought it was a buffer issue on that. I thought I'd fixed it by increasing the amount of latency that's available to it, by increasing the memory allocated to it, so it shouldn't like peak out and that. But it didn't work. That hasn't apparently stopped the clicking. I then realised I had changed it on the wrong device. I changed it on the auxiliary panel, not the actual main audio panel. So I've now gone to set both to have the same latency, buffer, memory allocation. So that should hopefully rule out that issue, with potentially being the cause of the clicking in the videos. Another thing it could have been, and I discovered this last night as I was laid watching some videos that I had on a memory stick plugged into my USB hub, which is connected to my PC, which has obviously 7 ports on it for plugging in all my webcams, controller, Nostromo, and everything like that, all plugged into that one device. And lo and behold, what happened? That glitched out last night and has completely died a death. No power to it. Doesn't show up in Windows anymore when you plug it in. So I'm thinking the USB hub was probably on the blink for quite a while. There's a couple of times when I've been sat here recording videos and doing things on my PC that the Windows makes that audible notification that you've plugged in a device or unplugged a device, even though I clearly haven't. So I think the USB hub's probably been playing up for a while, and it's finally died a death last night. So I've had to order a new one, which I'll hopefully get tomorrow. So we'll see if that fixes the issue. If not, the only other thing it could be is my Sony Vegas video editing software. For some reason, when I choose to render the video, after I've finished editing it and putting it all together, and I upload it to YouTube, somewhere in that process the audio's getting broken and you're getting that clicking, and I'm not sure how to fix that. Because, well, I'm certainly not in a position to buy the new version of Sony Vegas to see if it's a problem with the old software, the old version of the software that I'm currently using not being supported anymore. Maybe a bit out of date and a bit old hat. I don't think it's anything to do with the file format I'm encoding, because I've been encoding in the same file format for a number of years now, and that's not an issue. So I don't think it's that. It could be something to do, maybe, as I am rendering the videos. Obviously, when you're rendering videos on a computer, it takes an incredible amount of CPU power usage, as well as graphics card usage. And I wonder if, because obviously it's getting a bit warm now in the UK and summer is upon us, and my office is not the most adequately cooled place in the world at all, I'm wondering if when I'm encoding videos and rendering the videos, whether they are getting, the PC's getting perhaps a little bit too warm. I notice sometimes on the Corsair cooler that is attached to my CPU that it does sometimes go red. Obviously it's got like a traffic light system. It's green when it's, running at, pretty much bog standard temperature. It then goes to amber when it starts to get a little bit of a load on it, a little bit, and it's being asked to do a little bit of work. It then goes orange when you're really, pushing it, and then lastly it goes red when you're like overloading it and the temperature's getting a little bit too hot. And certainly a couple of times when I've been rendering videos, I've noticed it going red. It fluctuates between orange and red. It doesn't stay red for very long, only a second or two. But I wonder if then, because obviously I'm hitting high temperatures, whether the computer's throttling and doing something, and then trying to throttle the processor to try and cool it down, and then that's causing some issues then in the rendering, because obviously when you're rendering and encoding a video, it's nearly all CPU doing the processing and transcoding. The GPU is only slightly used in rendering in Vegas, and even Adobe Premiere I think doesn't really utilize the GPU for encoding video. It's nearly all done on CPU. There's only things like transitions, graphics, things like that which get done by the GPU. So I'm not sure. As I say, I'm recording this today completely different, because obviously I've got the microphone plugged directly into the computer this time on a USB port, because the hub's failed. So everything is actually wired into what slots I've got available on my PC. Does mean I haven't got a lot of my USB storage and everything. I don't have some of my external hard drives plugged in, and I can't plug them in at the minute because I haven't got any slots. I haven't got room for my thumbsticks, my USB sticks and stuff. So that's a bit of an issue. Right, let's have a look. What else have we got? There's a transporting contract there. We can go do that. I need to go grab the thingy-me-jiggy, the bobby-me-doodah anyway. Pallet transporter. I'll turn off the thing as well now, because I don't need that. So yeah, we'll see how today's video goes. I've got 2 videos to render already, sat in Vegas, ready to render. So I'm going to render those and see if they have clicking. I will then render this video, which is recorded, and see if this video has clicking. If it has, then I can pretty much probably then assume it's Vegas that's causing the issue. I might have to see if it's applying any audio effects or anything like that, or track effects or anything like that in Vegas. And if it is, probably delete them. Have we got weeds appearing now? Or is that soybeans? Soybeans. They're growing in. Excellent. I just noticed the wheat changed as I was driving down the path, and it looks like we've got a bit of the field that's tripped over, which is pretty cool. Obviously, if you watched the last video, when I rendered that, not rendered that, when I recorded that, I obviously did it in that, sowed that field in 2 stages, because I went away and did I did the weeding on field the wheat field in the middle, as I stopped seeding the canola and went and did the weeds, and then come back and carried on with the seeding, which was a bit different, I suppose. But I wanted to make sure I got the weeds done before they grew over and changed cycle. Right, so we've got to go to the vehicle shop, haven't we? Now I can't remember or not. Have I, in this, set a new key binding for the auto loader? A, B, X. I think it's that one I've got to change, isn't it? That's the left button. A is the one that's making that change. What could I change that to? I don't really want to do it honk, do I? What happens if I change it to LB and right button? Is that going to conflict with anything else though? That's the thing. Right. Change driving direction, that is. I don't think we need to worry about that too much. Because that only applies in certain vehicles, doesn't it? Like the fence, I think. Is it the fence that can change driving front and rear? You can toggle the steering mode. Wait, right, where was these contracts again? Because it was one of them at the windmill. I'll wait for the game to finish faffing about now. Every time I go into this screen, it takes ages. Alright, let's have a look. Sawmill to garden centre, vehicle shop to spar shop. Right, so I'll come back to the sawmill to garden. I'll do sawmill to garden centre first, then I'll come back and do... Oh, there's my tractor, by the way. Ah, I left that with Doris, didn't I? I was speaking to Doris at the end of the last video. And obviously when I've spawned in today, I've spawned at the house and my tractor's still at the store. Mustn't lose that. And of course, can't buy a harvester because it's raining. Otherwise I would have really liked a combine harvester. I would have liked a forage harvester to do the grass with. There we go, mission pallets loaded. Let's take them and get them delivered to the garden centre. This is one of the easiest runs on the map actually, as far as jobs go. This is quite a unique little job. It's done ever so quickly. Usually. There we go. Oh, sorry about that. once it's off the van, it's not my problem. Please remember to report any damages within 7 days of delivery to the place of purchase. Ensuring you quote your full receipt and invoice number. Then it's vehicle shop to spar shop. We've got this. We can do this. This is going to be... This is a couple of easy grand to make. And then we really do need to start maybe piling some stuff up into the... maybe do some... We might need to do some manure runs and stuff. Get some... I don't know. Oh, the silage won't be ready yet, will it? That won't be fermented. Probably not, as it's raining. After this cement mixer then, come on. I've had my blinkers on. Look, I'm still using my indicators. Have you noticed? I'm being such a good boy with that. Yeah. Is that Spanners? Is he Spanners sat in the rain with his life preserver on? Looks like Marty McFly from Back to the Future, doesn't he? No, Spanners is in there. Indicator on again. Nobody's coming. Out we go. Dude, got 5 of 8 pallets, look. Going to the spa. This will take me up to 340 grand, which should be nice little earner. Nice little Bunsen burner. Have a look then. We'll see what other contracts there are to take and accept. There's probably a lot of harvesting contracts, but we can't do that because it's raining. Might have to come back and get a burger in a minute from the nice lady who runs the calf. The roadside calf. Although, technically, while we're down here at the spa, why don't we get a meal deal? Get some, you know, get some sandwiches and... I can't remember. Which box do I unload into? Is it this first one? Complete both of those. Right, you want some barley sowing. You want some barley. Has anyone got anything good for me to... You want potato sowing. Field 30. I tell you what, I like the sound of field. Where's it gone? I'm going to borrow the equipment, but I'm not going to borrow the equipment, if you know what I mean. Because my tractor's parked there, and my tractor's probably better than that Fiat by a long stretch of the imagination. So what I'm thinking of doing is going back to the store, grabbing my tractor, grabbing that seeder. Of course, it could be a bit interesting. Because I've never... Sowing potatoes is quite an expensive job, isn't it? You need lots of seed. Didn't really think that one through, did I? I'm going to need to buy a lot of seed, which means I may need this to transport the seed to the field that we're going to be seeding and fertilising and doing all that good stuff in. Okay, so I will park that there then. Hello, Doris. I bet you thought I'd forgot about my tractor, didn't you? Ah, no. See, I've got a potato job to do, so I strategically placed it here because I knew I was going to be coming here to get a potato seeder. The Fiat and weight, though, Doris, you can do what you want with that because I'm not going to be using that because that's a rubbish machine. Right, we apparently don't have any potatoes. Any potato pallets. Do we just use seed then? I could use some of this genetics big bag of seeds. I bought a couple. How many am I going to need to do that field? That's the question. See, I don't know the answer to that question. Right, I've got 2,470 there. Right, I will grab my truck. See, that's not working right to me, because that wasn't changing. Should be left button and B, but it's not. That's toggle cruise control, so that's not going to help me. That's set guidance point, so that's not going to help me. Left button, right button, start should enable me to select material now then. So we'll save that. I don't know whether to buy some more. I have 8 pallets of seed. That should be sufficient. And if I've got any left over, I can use that myself then, can't I? Strap them on. Right, we need field 30, which is that one there. So it's past the seal milk, straight up the field. Perfect. We know where we're going. We've got this. We've got this. Like I say, if I've got any excess seed, that's fine. I can use that myself. I'm going to need to refill my seeder anyway when I do my next planting. Going all the way up to field 30. Right here. So what I'll do is I'll park the truck here. I'll then go grab my case. How far is 2,740 potatoes really going to get me? I'm not entirely sure. I've never done potatoes planting with one of these before either. I've always used like a modified like Great Plains or something. I also ought to sell this bit of land off now. Now I don't need it anymore. Need it anymore. Should probably sell it. And maybe then buy another field actually. Maybe one of these ones right up here. Yeah. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Get a big field, 48 or 49 or something. Maybe even 50. Look, should be over there. Doesn't look like a massively massive field. You know what? We'll still set a GPS because that will help us to do nice straight rows. I've buggered that now. Press the wrong button again. Why am I having so many issues with setting this thing? The GPS. Why can't I get it just to, What is the auto width keybind? What have I set that to? Right trigger, left trigger, A. Of course it is. Why would it be anything else? Whoa, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. There you go. I'm potato seeding, because I'm potato king. I should be able to press that button now without it having any kind of effect on the get a screenshot for the episode. This is going to be me in the tractor planting potatoes. Sowing potatoes. Never used one of these before, you know. I've said it. Never used one of these grim potato planter seeder things. pretty good. It's pretty good at what it does. It'll just take you forever to plant a field, that's the only issue. So pleased to use my tractor and not the Fiat. It's not going to take me very long at all, actually, is it, to do this field? Who's paying what, $5 grand? For the privilege? That's not bad. If I tell you what, if we see any more potato planting jobs come up, we'll be taking them, because this is easy. This pay, the normal sowing jobs of like canola and wheat and stuff like that don't pay very well. This is paying all right. $5 grand. For this, did he say? I know I had to lease a bit of equipment, but you never know. Maybe I could buy one of these if they're not too expensive, and then I wouldn't have to lease. Might be able to grow my own potatoes. Mercury Farm potatoes for the Spar shop, maybe. Don't know if the Spar shop buys potatoes. I assume it would. Don't know a reason why it wouldn't. My big case tractor. We might need to, like I say, probably need to start thinking about adding some more tractors and equipment to the farm. Like I say, I would like to get into a position where I can maybe enable the contractor mod, and then basically, for, you know, storyline purposes, I've reached a point now where I can hire my workers, people to help me in my fantastic company. And then we could do some jobs on multiple jobs then. At the same time, we could have workers then working different jobs on different fields, doing different contracts. Because right now I can only do one thing at once, because I've not employed any AI workers in this series, and I've not utilised Courseplay. It's all been me. And like I say, it's all been done with pretty much vanilla equipment. The only modded thing I've been using is my truck. Hook lift truck and hook lift attachments, the IT runner stuff. Everything else has been pretty much vanilla. I did try that mower, didn't I? That Chrome 500 mower. I wasn't a big fan of that. Didn't like that mower. How are we doing in cab? Look at it taking the potatoes, look. And putting them in the rows, in the furrows. It's doing a good job. Don't know how much seed I've got left. Might have millions of seed. In which case I may have severely overbought. Okay. Can't see over the back due to the contours of the terrain. Hope I'm not going to get copyright striked on this video as well because of the rain and thunder sound effect. That's potentially not very good. Can't believe I've had a video claimed by some company because of rain sounds or thunder sounds. It's like, pretty sure that's a load of cobblers. Oh, nice furrows behind me. Hard to tell how much I've got left without the hood on. Still looks like I've got plenty, doesn't it? There's another mod that came out, speaking while I'm just sat here randomly thinking of things to discuss. There was a mod that came out yesterday on the mod hub, which makes some changes to the animal pens in the game, doesn't it? I don't know whether anybody saw that mod, the animal pen extension thing, which basically adds water to make, well, basically it adds water to the chickens. So you now have to give water to chickens. But you can also then buy an upgrade for the animal pens to actually plumb them in. So you can have like irrigation pipes going to the water trough so that you don't have to manually refill the water. You have to buy the water, and obviously you've got to pay for this pipe system, which is like about £4,500 I think it is for each pen, and then you pay for the water that the animals use each day. I thought that was a rather unique mod. And there's also, I think with the cow pen, I think there's an option to have somebody come and transport the milk from the cow pen to the best sell point automatically. It basically sells off the milk automatically. It takes a fee, of course, a seller's fee, transporting fee. But if you didn't want to buy a tanker and be making milk deliveries, you can go into the actual cow pen and sell the milk from there now. I thought that was rather a unique little mod. But I don't know how well it plays with modded animal pens like the ones we've obviously got here on the Mercury Farms map. I noticed on the Dahl farm that I was playing last night, it doesn't work on the animal pens that I was using on there. The sheep pen didn't come up with an option to add water to it, the modded sheep pen I was using on there. So, I don't know. Might be something to look at for another series, maybe. Somewhere down the road. I also need to get the multiplayer server video done. Start building the starting fleet. I'll be somewhat amazed if I get all this field done and I only needed this one lot of potatoes. And I've bought basically 8 pallets of seed for no reason. Oh, there's a tree there. There's a tree. I crashed into it. So I started the series doing a potato harvest, and I'm now doing a potato sowing job. Oh my word. Who would have thought it, eh? Let's have a look. How much seed have I got left? 13% apparently. So I am going to need to get another pallet. Possibly. What I shall do, however, is wait until I've absolutely ran out before I go and fill up, because I do not want to return this with some seed left in it if I can help it, or potatoes left in it. Okay, 100 potatoes left. Hey, tree. Is enough to convince me it's time to go and fill this thing up. Can I fill it up whilst they're on the back of the truck, is what I want to know. Can. I'll only take 1,000, because I don't suspect for 1 second I'm going to need more than that. Litres of potato should see me to the completion of this field. It's a shame that they don't actually have like the potatoes like properly in there and rendered. That like texture thing looks absolutely rubbish, doesn't it? The way they put the show crops in trailers and stuff, it's a bit naff looking. This tool is reserved for contract work. Well, no crap. Of course it is. I know that. That's what I'm doing. I don't think I'm planting potatoes for the good of my health, dear. I'm doing it because that bearded bloke wanted me to do it. Tractor's going to need a service soon. Also a bit of fuel. Right, I think I'm going to whiz to the end of this field now. I'll join you guys. I'll bring you guys back in a couple of moments when I'm finished, because obviously I don't want this video to be too long. So I will cut to the end when I've finished the contract and about to turn it in. Okay, so we have finished planting the potatoes, and there's a little bit left in there. I did have to come and grab another pallet of seeds. I actually used 2 pallets to finish that field after our initial fill up, so used a bit more than I thought, but hey ho, we get 2 pallets of seed to take away. I'm going to take this to the store, return the potato harvester, and then cash in the contract, and then I'll take that truck with that seed to the BGA and we'll put the seed into storage, I think, is the best thing. No, I'm getting completely lost and turned around here. I did not need to come all the way up to the blooming windmill. But yeah, £5 we get a little bit of a reimbursement, I think, because of obviously we've still got some potatoes in the machine which we've not used, which might offset the lease cost a little bit, but we'll have a look at that in a second once I get back to the store. But yeah, contract completed, potato seeding done. I actually quite enjoyed that. It wasn't as nightmarish as I thought it was going to be. I just naturally assume as soon as I see potatoes mentioned anywhere in game that it's going to be an absolute ball ache of a job to do. But that was actually not too bad, although that looks like weeds on my field. Have we got weeds growing? Because if we have, I may have to get a weeder again. Leave that there. Nip in the store, see Doris cash in our contract. No, Doris, just want to let you know I've completed the field sowing contract on field 30. Yeah, we spent 380 leasing, but I got 260 quid back for the extra potatoes, so I've made a total of 5,180 for that job. That's not bad. Another transporting job there, look. Vehicle shop to spar shop for £4. Might be worth having a look at. But let's have a look. Yeah, field 60's got weeds on it, right. You know what that means, Doris? We're going to have to borrow a weeder again. Got that one. 6 meters. One of our own, wouldn't it? We used the 12-metre one last time, though, didn't we? Alright, I'm going to lease that one and I'm going to get the weeding done. Anyway, thank you, Doris. And of course, thank you to all of you who have watched today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please go ahead and click that like button for me. If you're not already doing so, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well, as that also helps me out immensely. If you've got any comments, questions, suggestions or feedback, feel free to drop it in the comment section down below this video. and feel free to share this video wherever you see fit, with whomever you see fit. I've been CWATTYESO. This has been the Mercury Farms map by Alien Jim, and it is goodbye for now.